One of the best things about working at Beautiful Day is breakfast. Saad gets in early to make sure the dough has time to rise. He mixes Middle Eastern spices, extra virgin olive oil, onions, and tomatoes. It's a za'atar, a kind of spicy Syrian pizza made entirely from scratch. Saad loves to feed people.
Pizza?
A custom he brought with him from the Middle East.
Awesome!
Saad works at Beautiful Day, a Rhode Island nonprofit that makes high-end granola and power bars. But their real product is the refugees they hire. Saad oversees a 6-month job training program that goes far beyond learning how to make granola. The trainees are recent immigrants and may not speak much English. They have to learn everything from how to use time cards to OSHA regulations. Imagine having to start over in an entirely new country with a different language and customs. Saad helps the trainees learn just about everything.
See, here, you write your name.
How to write a check, using their debit card, finding a laundromat, learning how to drive, getting a phone, where to get a bus pass. They need help in almost every single level when they come to the country.
Saad knows what they're going through. He was once a refugee himself.
The fact that people accept me here is huge for me. When I first came, I really thought I was going to be like thrown by stones, spit at and stuff like that, but fortunately none of these happened. And people here are very friendly and very understanding, and I love them. I like it here.
Since Saad first arrived in America, he has started 2 restaurants, raised a family, and become a U.S. citizen. But how on earth do you run a business when most of your employees can't speak English, and not all of them can read? Iman only speaks Somali, a language Saad doesn't know, and he's illiterate. How do they communicate? Google Translate isn't very helpful, but it's also not necessary. Iman has memorized all the recipes, and despite the language barrier, turns out to be an excellent teacher. Which is a good thing, because making granola is more complicated than it looks. Here's a quick primer: how to make world-class granola in under 60 seconds. First, combine the toasted dry ingredients like oats, bran, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, and almonds. Mix thoroughly. In the meantime, heat the wet ingredients, oil, honey, and cane sugar. Combine the two and bake in the oven for 35 minutes. Add the secret ingredients: dried fruits, nuts, and spices like coriander and chili. Mix well. Hammer. The singing is optional. And yet again into the oven. One more round. And then into the fridge to cool. Break into pieces. Bag and weigh. And seal. But why go through all the extra effort of hiring refugees?
Refugees, they're resilient. They try to impress you, so you'll hire them, and depend on them.
Remember Iman? He worked so hard that when his traineeship was over, Beautiful Day hired him full-time. But it's more than that. The trainees at Beautiful Day feel like one big family. They cook elaborate meals and share with all the staff. And they laugh, often and easily. There's a joyful vibe here. Nobody's worried how they might appear.
It's just easy to be yourself and just act naturally. When you're newly arrived to the country, it feels sometimes like you walk in the dark, and then people like Beautiful Day give you like a flashlight. When I turn it on, things are completely different. The feel right there, when you can see in front of you, you have no idea how much it helps.